Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Aquarius. So I have to do your reading a second time because something went wrong with my microphone. And so, yeah, I have a feeling that doing the reading a second time is always a message for me to look deeper into what was coming here through, because the reading was amazing. I mean, it just was like, wow. And so I think I'm called to look at this reading one more time and do it one more time. And so here we are. So the Earth has continued its path, and we see behind the Sun the constellation Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus is, of course, beauty and joy and money, and we find the equilibrium. You can see the two pillars. She's dressed in green, so it comes from her heart. And of course, here I gave you the yoga position, the balancing on the tiptoes, holding your namaste in front of your heart, because it's the heart that makes really the right decisions if we have to be just. And Aleister Crowley always says there is no justice in nature. There just is the balancing out between two energies, which is the yin and the yang. And so this is giving you the light, and the moon that is now in your sign also has turned. And so here we have the moon in Aquarius, and Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Uranus is the revolution, and the revolution by just being different, by being here an elf up in the sky with the star, that she's pointing at things and she creates the magic, right? The Taj Mahal, that is actually a building that was built for the beloved, and it's a huge monument, and it's just like, here you are reigning up in our imagination, right? And so what's also very interesting, next year 2024, Pluto, the planet of transformation, and here I get the information because I did get a lot of 13s today, and then the 4, but 13 is death, is Scorpio, is the transformation. And so there is a monument in here of death, right, for the beloved. And so here the 7th house of relationships, partnerships, the 11th house of friends, right, friendships. And so it's very interesting. What is it? Is it a partnership? Is it a friendship, right? How can we come together in this like airy energy? And here comes the next message that's downloading through. She is the queen of swords, and you are the king of swords. And guess what? We have in this deck 2 kings, 2 versions of the kings, a masculine and a feminine. And so what's really interesting is that Libra is the queen of swords, and you are the king of swords. So that message is coming through right now, and I didn't see that in the first one, so I'm actually glad I have to do it again. For you, we have here the yoga position, side plank, reaching up into the sky, but at the same time also be grounded with your feet and your hand. And recognizing that the number 7 in your card creates then that 1 8-pointed star. You have here through the 6th sense, right? Through the 6th sense you can access then here the 7th chakra, and the 8th chakra is the earth star, that you are here on earth for us. So quite a story here already, right? And we're gonna look what Libra is wanting to tell you. Your court card, like I said, is the King of Swords, and in this deck we have 2. Is your birthday between January 9th and February 7th? then is this your court card? And if not, look please in the description below. I have listed all of them. And so you can pick, right? Are you rather a feminine king or a masculine king? And this idea is not new, but I love that she picked up on it, because the old Visconti Sforza Tarot has to all court cards two sides, right? We have a masculine and a feminine knight. We have a masculine and a feminine queen, etc. So this is really beautiful that she picked up on this in this deck. Back to the last reading where you had Virgo Sun highlighting your Aquarius Moon. The message was, don't hold on to the old, cause you define the new age's magic. So the Tower, right, is here, but you are the magic, and you are here the 17 that comes up. And it's really interesting. You again get on the same position, the same card. You see, this is also something that I'm now recognizing and seeing. But also you have the Tower. The Tower is right before you, the 16 card. And so something needs to go so that you can bring that magic into this world. And so we're going to see what's talking to us. Now, on the position of the 20, the judgment, or the call rather, right, that calling, something is calling you. I already picked a card because I did the reading before, so I'm not doing it in front of you guys. Here the card of the 58 is coming up, and the Lifruma name is the name of this deck, the Lifruma Healing Oracle. And calculated together, the 58 plus the 20 of the call creates the 78. Now guess what? There are 78 cards in the tarot. So you're called to learn the tarot yourself. I think you're called to see the magic here in the elfin light, because you see how beautiful this light is. You are that elf. The elven light is literally calling you, and here is the rune letter. And you are transforming into that star that is bringing down the new information. And so the 58, right, calculated together gets the 13. Guess what? Next year, Pluto, which rules Scorpio, goes into the Aquarian energy for 20 years. 20 years. And so the 58 becomes the 13, and the 13 becomes then a 4. So as you can see, right, it's like this is crazy here, the message already just through this card. And so when we then calculated, let's say, the 78 together, we get the 15, and the 15 is the devil, is Capricorn, is the social status. So climb that social status, right? And show that you are the elf. Show that you can inspire people. Show that you listening to this call, because in the end, the 6 is left when we put the 2 cards together, right? Here we have a 4, and here we have then the 6 together. So the message is already really intense, right? I can see why I have to do this reading one more time, because now even deeper levels of information is coming through. So let's begin this reading on the position of the Fool. That foolish idea, right? That you are getting comes the Magician. And the magic came from last time, Virgo Sun. Virgo is the Hermit, is the number 9, but it's the 6th zodiac sign, right? And so there you define the new age magic, and now you continue to go deep down into that rabbit hole, because the magic came up on the Magician's position. And now you get on the Fool again, the Magician coming up. It's almost like saying, well, do not forget that last reading that you had with the magic is literally the same color here, right? You are the magic. So recognize that. It's a very powerful message, right? Because you also had the card of the étoile, les étoiles, the French card on the position of the Empress. So here comes a 10 to you. Immediately go from 0 to 10 with the Magician. If you keep using the magic in your life and you're facing the left, which means you going now to the new moon, left the soul path back to yourself, to the dark, right to the human, to the full moon, to the way out there, which is Leo, right? Your opposite sign. And that's when you realize, oh wow, I've been now in the most outer energy, which is Leo, and you just had in August that full moon. Now it goes back to you, and it goes back down that rabbit hole and the big crocodile that is here, which is our subconscious, right? And in our subconscious, we become the 10 and we become a new inspiration. On the position then of the Magician comes the ghost dance. And the ghost dance is our ancestors that are giving us this information from the Visconti Sforza Tarot. The 15th century, they created this deck, and we had the 15 here when we calculate it all together, right? The 20 plus the 78 creates the 15, and the 15 is Capricorn. And then it's the 6 left, right? And so know that you have now the ancestors, you have the 15 through the Visconti Sforza Tarot, because you got here the 1 in the 15, and you also have a 1 in your 17, right? The Magician is always with you, that 1 energy is always with you, but you also have the 5 senses. And if I calculate that together, I get the 23, which is a 5. The 2, the High Priestess, the 3, the Empress, empowering yourself. But I don't calculate that together because it's a portal. So still, the 5 is calling here you to be conscious. If I calculate this together, I get a 4. You have all the 4 elements here. And the 4 elements help you to get through this mist, get through the ghostly dance that you are dancing, and seeing from now a higher perspective through the inspiration of the Magician, that the inspiration, that foolish idea that is coming to you here on the Fool's place, the Magician, that crazy idea, continue to go through that idea, because on the position of the High Priestess comes here the 5 of Swords, and that is connected with Venus in Aquarius. And Venus in Aquarius is you and Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus is money, is beauty, is all the beautiful things that we want, is the harmony. And finding in the 5 the harmony, the 5 senses, then your intuition will always see that the 7th chakra from high above, right, you can work with it. But also remember that you have here the 6 through the call, right? All numbers calculated together, the 6 is left, and the 6 is the lovers, the 6 is that self-love, and finding the Lifruma elven ring deep within you, right? Actually, right, I'm just gonna read you this card because I felt like I read it to you already, but it was the first reading, so sometimes I'm a little bit like, did I do this already? And you can, of course, stop the video and enlarge here this card and read it yourself. So here we have, the elven ring is the singing of love. This sound resounds from high above. Everything and hums below, a long, slow ground bass flow. Core of frequency, vibrations holding form. animating all atoms throughout time and beyond. Bask in the bliss, but know this: you are a voice in that elven light. You are here, alive and there, holding tones for all and everything. We are all one in Lifruma. Elven light benefic. So here, of course, the 13, the transformation, which is in the next month, right? The moment where we recognize, okay, now we're really letting go. But then the 4 emerges out of the 13, which is the Emperor. And so here, recognize that you understand that something very powerful is really speaking here to you through Libra, through the light of Libra, through Venus. And that Venus in Aquarius sometimes creates this discord, right? Because it's the Lord of defeat. So don't allow defeat rule you, because you are ruled here through the intuition, and your intuition needs fine-tuning, and you need to work with pratyahara, the 5 senses. Very important, because the 7 calculated here together, right, is in your deck, right? The 7 in the 17. So know that you have to work through the 5 senses, and you have a 5 here as well, right? But you also know that the 5 senses can be trained. Now, on the position of the Empress, right, comes here again the age of Aquarius, right? You had it here in the first reading, and I put it as a picture, and so it's really cool. I can really see, okay, yeah. It came already, right? The age of Aquarius is speaking to you profoundly, because 17 and 3 is 20. 20, the call. What was the call? Here, to gather, become the elven, don't worry, see that the High Priestess is helping you to get through these 5 senses. Be intuitive, learn your intuition. And now you have the 20, right? The 20 that is letting you know that the call is to give birth to a new you. You are an elf. You are the 8. And the 8 in the 3 is the 11. So you can be a 2, or you can be an 11, a portal. It's up to you, and the portal gives birth to all new things. Be inspired by that, right? And don't let this fool you. It's a test. 5s are always tests, because that's why the 5 is in here as well, right? Then on the position of justice comes here the 3 zodiac signs, the pages of wands. Here it's the princess, and it's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And Leo is opposite of you. Leo is where you get the light from in your full moon. But we have now a full moon in Aries, and this is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And this is action, young action, that is brave enough to fight for justice, that is brave enough to say, hey, the 11 is a portal, and you are the 11th zodiac sign. And the 3 and the 11 creates a 5, right? And again, the 5 is the social status. The social status that comes if we calculate here the cards together, we get the 78 cards is the 15. And 15 is Capricorn. And Capricorn, then from the 15 we get the 6, but the 5 is inside here, right? The 5 senses, the 5 senses, and also of course the 5 here through the ghost dance. So recognize the empowerment that is coming here through Libra. Libra is giving you the light today, and is giving you the opportunity to be with the young generation that takes action. On the position of then the King of Swords, which I'm gonna give you first the samurai, the masculine King of Swords. Now you're the 11th zodiac sign. 3 rings, the 3 of cups, again a 5 here, right? The 5 senses. You have to learn to see deep within that the 5 senses are always your challenge. If I then take the feminine king, you're seeing her, and again a 5 is coming up, and I calculated all the stars together. Here is the 22nd star. Here above you is the 23rd star, the 5 again. So you need to learn to overcome those 5 senses, right? And you overcome that in a gathering of other people, the 3 graces, because this is Mercury in Cancer, the constellation. And Mercury in Cancer is like the information can only come if you have other like-minded people around you that celebrate, that are enjoying. And the 3 graces is hope, which is you, love, and believe, right? And so there is a celebration, and there is a 3-3 portal as well, right? And this is water, and this is fire. And so then on the position of, I'm going to put this down, but I will pick it up again. On the position of the star comes the pages, the page of cups, which are all 3 water signs, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And 17 and 3 is again a 2, right? A 20. We calculate that again together, and you see the 20, and on the 20 came the 58, the Lifruma, right? And the 58 creates the 13, the 3 water signs, and then the 4, right? And so the 3 and the 4, it's always the Empress and the Emperor, bringing them together, making a union, which is always what Libra does, the union between the masculine and the feminine, right? But here you have now the 3 fire signs and the 3 water signs and the 3 of cups. So there's a 3-3-3 portal right now talking to you in the present moment in Libra, Libra in the sun, you as a court card, which is an 11-11 portal, right? Because you have a masculine and a feminine king. So there's an 11-11 portal with the 3 of cups, the 3 graces, which has hope in it. And so, wow, right? So this is the present moment. The fire signs and the water signs coming together and enjoying and liberating themselves in the Pluto going into Aquarius. It's almost like you feeling it, right? And so the 13 is a very strong and powerful moment, which is coming to you through the Lifruma, right? Through the 58, which becomes the 13. Then on the position of the moon, which is then the dream oracle, comes here the gathering around the power of community, the number 26. So the 8, right? The 9 through the 18, the moon, and the 8 creates 17. Your card. You are the 17, right? And then the 8-8, the gathering, the coming together. Look at that. Here you are, the fairy. You finding other fairies. And it's your dream to come together with others. It's your dream maybe on your full moon to have a gathering and come together. Maybe on your new moon, right? But the full moon is already over. And the new moon is then, of course, in February. So you still have a little time, but you see the 8 is talking to you and the fairies and the gathering, the power of community. And that's what is talking to you here through the Lifruma, right? Gathering, coming together. The elven ring, right? That the elven ring is the singing of love. The sounds resounds from high above, right? I mean, it's just such a beautiful card. And that's what these young generations do, right? They're just already elves. They're so innocent. They're so beautiful. They speak to the animals, and you are bringing that hope to us. You are that new generation that is now speaking here through this message. And then on the position of the sun, you get here the joy, the dancing, the enjoying. And so the ghost dance, right? The 22. Here we have the 28. Is saying, well, you are getting ready to dance. You have the 28, which is a 10. And of course, the 10 of the 19 of the sun and the 28 is creating a 10-10 portal right here, which means the 10 and the 10 is the 20. The call is the 20, that you have to gather with the elfin ring, that you bask in the bliss, that you enjoy yourself, right? That you are here to see that this community, the 8, is you, and that you want to come together with like-minded, that you want to dance, that you want to enjoy, that you are here to see that you are ready to take that next step within your community, because on the position of the world comes the sun. And then you have a 10-10 portal here, right? Which is then a 1-1. And remember, you are the 11, right? Zodiac sign. So you have a 1-1 inside of your zodiac sign. You are a portal. You are an important portal. And here comes the world letting you know that the sun is with you, because the sun said so here as a 10-10. And the sun is the clarity. And the world, the 21, plus the 10 is a 31, which is a 4, right? And here is the 4 left as well. And so recognize that the world is waiting for your joy to be seen as a 10-10 portal. But also then here as the 10 and the 3 is the 13, is Pluto going into your sign as that transformation. You're gonna go through huge transformation, and you are gonna feel that. But also remember, right, you have a 10 here. Very clear, right? When I close the reading now, back to the beginning, because that's everything is cyclical. It's not linear, right? And it's infinitely going to a place. It's always a circle. And the 10 is the new 1, right? And so here comes the 1 and the 0 of the magician. And you know what that means, right? That the world is waiting for you to be clear, for you to enjoy yourself, for you to dance. And in some decks, this is even the dancer, right? And so here you are bringing a huge message, bringing a community together, right, of fire and water. Fire is the masculine, the water is the feminine. And then with the hope, right, in the 3 here, the 3 that is in the 13. So it's just clear that the 3 is then also, of course, her, right? You is you, the star. You are the new hope. You are the empress that is giving birth to all. And so the message couldn't be clearer, right? You are the new inspiration. You are going to be going yourself through big inspiration, because the sun is coming now on the world, and the sun is giving us the sign that in the next month, right, the sun is going to be in Scorpio, and you're going to have the 13. And so, yes, you are going to go through the big transformation. You're already going through the big transformation, but see that you have now the message that the elven ring is talking to you very clearly. That the elven ring is talking to you very clearly, and that you're finding your like-minded gatherings here, and that's the call, right? Remember, that's all 78 cards in the tarot, right? So maybe you're going to purchase the Livfruma Healing Oracle deck. It's a very beautiful deck. What a crazy message, and I had to go through it again, and it was really worth it, because I saw all of a sudden more layers to it. So I hope I see you in the next reading, because, I mean, sorry, the 13 came, Scorpio came, transformation came. And so it's clear you're going to transform, you're going to shift, you're going to change. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.